All right, welcome to Game 4 of the 1994 World Series between the Expos and the Yankees. Game 4, the Expos are up 2-1. They won the last game against New York, and they are still in New York for game number 4, and will be game number 5 as well. They'll be at Yankee Stadium. They split the series 1-1 in Montreal. Let's go through the starting lineups. Again, we'll be using the on-base game engine chart in order to get our outcomes. So let's go through the starting lineups for the Expos. It's Marquise Grissom in center. Cliff Floyd hitting second. He'll be DHing. Moises Alou hitting third and right. Larry Walker at first base hitting fourth. Will Cordero at shortstop. Sean Berry hitting sixth at third. Darren Fletcher catching. Mike Lansing playing second. And Lou Frazier making his first start of the series in left field. Great speed there. He's a 7.9 speed, so if he gets on base, opportunity to steal some bases. For the Yankees, it's going to be Bologna in left leading off, Wade Boggs second, Mattingly hitting third, Paul O'Neill in right field, Jimmy Laveras, he'll be DHing. And Bernie Williams in center, Mike Stanley catching, Pat Kelly at second, and Randy Velarde gets the start at shortstop over Mike Gallego tonight. So that is the Yankee lineup, and we're going to go ahead and get rolling. All right, so we got our ball roller, and we're ready to go. First pitch, the Expos at the Yankees. This is Game 4 of the 1994 World Series. Series is 2-1 Expos. So the Yankees are trying to even it up here. Pitchers for the game. Sorry, I didn't go through the pitchers. Pitchers for the game. Kirk Reuter. Kirk Reuter. I think everybody always said Reuter. Going for the Expos, and for the Yankees, it's going to be Terry Mulholland. So you can see Mulholland here. Mulholland's going to be pitching out of the first column, and Kirk Reuter is going to be pitching out of the second column. So first column is going to be Terry Mulholland. Second column for Kirk Reuter. This is definitely not their, not the two aces, and we'll see how game number 4 turns out in the end. So here is the first pitch. Leading off the game is going to be Marquise Grissom in center, facing off against Terry Mulholland. So it's going to be a 5-6, and a 5-6 is going to be a blank here for Marquise Grissom. That's going to be a strikeout. So he strikes out looking in his first at bat. What do we got here? Let's go ahead and save the game. Okay, we got autosave going, so forgot to save the game first. Let's change that to a strikeout looking, and we got Cliff Floyd up. 1 out. Cliff Floyd stands in. Here's a 3-6, and a 3-6 is a blank. 3-6 to Cliff Floyd. That's going to be a fly out, so it's a fly ball to straightaway center field. Bernie Williams ranges back a little, comes over and makes the play, and brings up Moises Alou, the 3-hole hitter for the Expos. A 6-6 to Alou is going to be a single. You can see that here, and so he gets on with a base hit. Alou's had a good series, and brings up the left-handed hitting Larry Walker. There's a 2-3. A 2-3 is going to be it's going to be a ground out with an error check here. So it's a ground out to the shortstop, and let's see, no error on the play. So Velarde up with it over to first, and that's going to be the third out of the inning. So no runs on 1 hit for the Expos in the top half of this first. Brings up the Yankees for their first crack at Kirk Reuter. I think everybody called Kirk Reuter Woody back in the day. Luis Bologna, left fielder for the Yankees leading off. Bologna's had a quiet series so far. There's a 1-5 and a 1-5 to Bologna. He's going to lead off the game with a base hit. And let's go ahead and check Bologna's speed, if I remember right. Luis Bologna. His speed is a 7.1, so I was just trying to make sure that it was a 7. So let's go ahead and try to steal second with Luis Bologna. Anything that's a 1 to 7 is a successful steal. So it's a 6, and so he's going to steal second. Sorry. So now nobody out. Runner in scoring position for Wade Boggs, third baseman for the Yankees. There's a 1-5 and a 1-5 to Boggs. This is going to be a ground out. That's a ground ball to shortstop. It is in front of the runner, so the runner's going to go ahead and hold at second base. And let's go ahead and we'll go 6-3 on that. Runner's going to stay at second base. So he looks the runner back to second, tosses over to first, and that's the first out of the inning. Still runner in scoring position, Don Mattingly, first baseman for the Yankees, steps in. There's a 4-5. And a 4-5 to Mattingly. That's going to be a fly out. And that's, fly ball. Sorry, he's in this column. Fly ball to, looks like right center field. Williams hustles over and makes the catch. No need for Bologna to tag up here. So he's already in scoring position. So let's just go with the fly ball to center field. He's going to stay at second and give O'Neill a chance to drive him in. So Paul O'Neill, the right fielder. There's a 5-6 and a 5-6 to O'Neill. That's going to be a walk or a hit by pitch. It's a 9 on the D9, so that's going to be a walk. So now runners at the corner, or runners at first and second, pardon me. And Jim Laveras, the DH, stands in. Laveras was a 10.2, 10.7, something like that, batting runs that year. And there's a 5-6, and he's going to be hitting out of this column, so it's going to be another walk. So back-to-back walks from Kirk Reuter is going to load the bases. And that brings up Bernie Williams, young center fielder for the Yankees, in a position to do some damage. There's a 1-1 and a 1-1 to Bernie baseball is going to be a double. So huge hit there for Bernie Williams as he doubles. That's going to score everybody, clear the bases. So with 2 outs, you get 2 bases on the double plus an extra. So everybody's going to score on that base clearing double. And it's now 3-0 New York on the big Bernie Williams hit. Mike Stanley up. Runner in scoring position still with 2 outs. And Mike Stanley, the catcher, stands in. Here's a 2-6. 2-6 to Stanley. What does he use? A 3. So that's going to be a single for Mike Stanley, and he does bring the run home. So with 2 outs, runner's going to score from second base, and that makes the score 4-0 Yankees in this first inning. So just like the Expos came out in Game 3, the Yankees come out in Game 4 hitting. So here's Pat Kelly, second baseman. 4-6 and a 4-6 to Pat Kelly is going to be a double play or a strikeout. It's going to be a strikeout looking. So Kirk Reuter, the lefty, gets the final out of the inning on that beautiful curveball. Catches Pat Kelly looking, but not before the Yankees put 4 up on the board. So score going into the top of the second inning is 4-0 New York over Montreal. So Will Cordero, shortstop for Montreal, stands in against Terry Mulholland. There's a 1-2. And a 1-2 to Cordero is going to be a ground out. And so that's going to be a ground ball to the catcher. So a little nubber out in front of the plate. Catcher pounces on it. It's a good throw down to first and gets the first out of the inning. And Sean Berry steps in. He's the third baseman for the Expos. There's a 2-3, and a 2-3 is going to be a ground out with an error check. So it's a ground ball to first base. And we'll do our error check on Don Mattingly. a 1 or a 2, so it could be an error. And Mattingly is a minus. That means that on a 1 or a 2, he's going to make an error, so he does. He fumbles the ball, and he can't pick it up and get Barry in time, and so that's going to be put down as an E3. So Mattingly makes an error. We'll see if that's a costly error as Darren Fletcher stands in. There's a 3-4 or a 3-4 to Fletcher, and as so often happens when you put runners on base, bad things happen. So there's a double. Double from Darren Fletcher. He ropes it down the right field line. And that's going to move a runner to third base. So with 1 out, the runner only goes 2 bases, however many bases the hit was. So 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out, and Mike Lansing is played. There's a 1-5. A 1-5 to Lansing. What is that? 1-5 is going to be a single. So he drives in 1 run. The runner on second base is not going to score. He's going to advance to third base. And so 1 run in. And so the Expos answer with 1. Now 4-1 Yankees. And Lou Frazier, the left fielder, getting his first start of the World Series. He's got 1 runner at third, 1 at first, and 1 out. There's a 2-3. 2-3 is going to be a ground out with an error check. So it's a ground out to the shortstop. Let's see, no error on the shortstop, so it's going to be a fielder's choice. They're playing back. They're going to concede the run. So that's going to go 6-4. Sorry. That's going to be 6-4 on the fielder's choice. Frazier's going to be safe at first, Lansing out at second, and Darren Fletcher is going to score. And that'll make the game, the score 4-2 Yankees over the Expos, but the Expos coming back top of the second inning with 2 runs of their own. Marquise Grissom stands in now. It's a 1-4. 1-4 is going to come off the pitcher card. Mulholland, again, is pitching out of this first column. And so that's going to be a double off the pitcher card with 2 outs. That run's going to score. And the Expos get within 1. So climbing back into the game here in the second inning, top of the second. And Cliff Lloyd, the DH, he homered in game number 1. There's a 4-6. And a 4-6 for Floyd's a double play or a strikeout. With 2 outs, that's going to be a K. And so Terry Mulholland gets out of the inning, but not before giving up 3 runs to the Expos in the top of the second. 4-3 as we head into the bottom of the second inning. Yankees come back to bat. The Velarde, the number 9 hitter, is going to stand in. There's a 2-4. So a lot of fireworks in the last inning. That's going to be a double play or a strikeout. So that's a strikeout swinging. And Velarde goes down on that Kirk Reuter fastball. Luis Bologna, left fielder, he stands in. He hit a single on his first at bat. There's a 1-3. And a 1-3 to Bologna is going to be a ground out. And that's a ground ball to shortstop. So the shortstop, Cordero, picks it clean, tosses it over to Walker at first, and that is out number 2 in the inning. Brings up Wade Boggs to the plate. Wade Boggs grounded out to short, his first at bat. There's a 2-3. That's going to be a ground out with an error check, and that's going to be a ground out to the catcher. Let's see if the catcher gets on it. That's going to be Darren Fletcher. Let's go and roll. No out, so Fletcher does field it cleanly and get it over to first base, so that's going to be 2-3 on the putout. And the Expos get out of the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. Game number 4 of the '94 World Series. The Expos are up 2-1. And here in Game 4, the Yankees lead 4-3 going into the top of the third inning. Heart of the order up for the Expos. Moises Alou, Larry Walker, Will Cordero against Terry Mulholland. There's a 2-3. 2-3 is going to be, let's make sure. Yeah, 2-3 is against Alou. 2-3 is going to be a ground out with an error check. So that's a ground ball to shortstop. Let's check and make sure he makes the play. He does. So fields it, has a little bit of a bobble. Tosses it over to first and gets the quick out for the first out of the inning. Brings up Larry Walker, first baseman for the Expos. 5-6 and a 5-6 to Walker. It's going to be a walker hit by pitch. It's not a 1, so it's going to be a walk. And Walker gets on for the first time in this particular ball game. I always want to say that Walker is pretty slow. He's got a 5.6 speed. I don't think that we're going to need to chance too much here. Terry Mulholland his stamina is only 20. He's probably not going to last. He's probably not going to last too long before you get into the Yankee bullpen. And he's pitching again. Out of this last column, chances are he's going to blow up at some point. So let's leave Walker there, see what Will Cordero does. He's a shortstop. There's a 3-4, and a 3-4 to Cordero is going to be a home run, and just right on cue. Will Cordero takes him deep, deep, deep to left field, and that ball is gone. So that puts the Expos up 5-4. The Expos have come back in the second and third innings to score all their runs and overtake the Yankees. Sean Berry, who reached on an error in his first at bat, stands in. There's a 1-2. A 1-2 to Berry is going to be a ground out, and that's a ground ball to shortstop. So the shortstop up with it over to first, and that's out number 2 already. 2 runs in here in the top of the third inning, and Darren Fletcher, the catcher, stands in the box. That's a 1-1, and a 1-1 to Fletcher is going to be a single. So that's his second hit of the day. Bottom of the order coming through for the Expos. And Mike Lansing playing second in today's game. There's a 1-5. 1-5 to Lansing. So back-to-back singles with 2 outs. It's going to put runners at the corners for the number 9 hitter, Lou Frazier. Lou Frazier hit into a ground ball fielder's choice in his last at bat. There's a 1-4. 1-4 comes off the pitcher card, and that's going to be a double. So a bases clearing double for Lou Frazier, making his first start of the World Series and making his presence known with a run scored and 3 RBIs out of the number 9 hole. So that pushes the lead to 7-4. Expos over the Yankees, and Marquise Grissom comes back around top of the order. There's a 1-6 and a 1-6 to Grissom. It's going to be a fly out. That's going to be a fly ball to left center field. Williams on his horse ranges over and just makes the play in left center. And that's going to be the third out of the inning. But not before the Expos put up a 4 spot in the top of the third. So Terry Mulholland having a bit of a struggle here, but the Yankees have scored 4. So they've shown the ability to hit Kirk Reuter. So we'll see what they do here with the heart of the order coming up. Mattingly, O'Neill, and Jimmy Laveras. First pitch is a 2-2 and a 2-2. Let's see, he's pitching out of the here. So 2-2 is going to be a triple. So a leadoff triple for Don Mattingly. Not common in his world, I'm sure. How many triples did Don Mattingly have that year? He had exactly 1 triple in 1994. So not a real common occurrence, but it hit high off the wall, and the right fielder played it poorly, and took a while for the center fielder to get to it. So Mattingly winds up sliding into second safely under the tag, and he's got a triple. He's standing at third with nobody out, and the right fielder, Paul O'Neill, stands in. There's a 1-6. Let's see. A 1-6 to O'Neill is going to be a ground out. It's going to be a ground out back to the pitcher. Pitcher catches it, looks over at third base, checks the runner, and the runner is back to third. Mattingly's not going to score as Reuter keeps him at third. And so he goes 1-3 on the put out, and the batter or the runner at third base is going to stay. So now 1 out, and Jim Laveras, the DH, he walked in his last at bat. There's a 5-6, and a 5-6 is going to be another walk. So second walk of the day for Jim Laveras. And that's going to put runners at the corners with only 1 out in the inning, and Bernie Baseball standing in. He had a 3-run double in his last at bat, a 3 RBI double in his last at bat. He also scored. There's a 2-2, and a 2-2 is going to be a triple. So 2 triples in the innings for the Yankees. This one a little bit more believable from Bernie Williams. Going to clear the bases, and that brings the Yankees within 1 run of the Expos. So a high scoring game here, 2 sort of bottom of the barrel pitchers, and sort of what we expected as a start to the game. Mike Stanley, catcher for the Yankees, stands in. There's a 5-5. That's going to be a line out, and it's going to be a line out to right field. I'm sorry, line out to center field. We'll line out to 8. So we'll call that L8 on the putout. And who is it third? Bernie Williams. Let's see. What's Bernie got? Bernie Williams is a 5 speed. That means that anything from 1 to 5 is going to be safe. Let's just cancel that. We'll go back on that out. So Bernie Williams has a 5 speed here. It's a line out to 8. Center fielder is coming in. There's only a 1 in 4 chance that he's going to make it. But once you get to the back half of that Expo bullpen, it's going to get pretty rough pretty fast. So let's go ahead and try to score Bernie Williams from third base. And anything 1 to 5 is going to be safe. Anything 6 to 9 is going to be out. And he is thrown out by the center fielder. So that's going to be 1 out. That's be a line out to 8. Let's see, how do we play that? Line drive double play? No, that's not it. We can say not exactly sure here. Fly ball double play. All right, so we go We can go 882, so that's going to be a fly out, and then so that's going to be one out, and then the assist, and then the put out to the catcher. So 882, that's what we're doing. So the put out to the center fielder, an assist to the center fielder, and then the put out to the catcher. So that's going to be our double play, and that ends the inning. So the Yankees try. Third base coach sends Bernie Williams home. An average runner, not the fleetest of foot, but close play at the plate, but he's out. Brings to the top of the 4th inning. The Expos are leading the Yankees by a score of 7-6. And let's check out our pitchers here, see where they're at. Terry Mulholland can go one more inning. Both of these pitchers have a 20 stamina, so they both got an inning left in them. And let's see who winds up getting out of this punching match. Neither pitcher has been very good at this point, giving up a lot of runs and very efficiently. So 7-6, Cliff Floyd in the 2-hole tonight. There's a 1-4, and a 1-4 is going to be a double off the pitcher card. This is off of Terry Mulholland still. So his first hit of the ball game. And Cliff Floyd stands at second base with nobody out, and the very dangerous Moises Alou standing at the plate. There's a 5-5. 5-5 is going to be a line out, and that's a line out to the left fielder. Runner's going to stay at second base. And so Larry Walker stands in. Walker is 0 for 1. He did have a walk and a run scored in his last at bat. There's a 1-3. 1-3 is a blank, and a 1-3 to Walker is going to be a ground out. So that's a ground ball to shortstop in front of the runner. Shortstop is Velarde. So Velarde makes the play, looks the runner back to second. Runner stays, and there are now 2 outs in the inning with the runner in scoring position. Will Cordero, the shortstop, standing in. He homered in his last at bat. There's a 6-6 and a 6-6 to Cordero. He's out of the 3. That's going to be a single. So he adds another RBI. So that's going to be his 3rd RBI of the day, as he knocks in the run from second base. And that stretches the lead to 8-6. Expos over the Yankees. And Sean Berry, the third baseman, steps into the batter's box. Here's a 3-4. A 3-4 to Berry is going to be a double. So that 2-bagger is going to score another run. And the Yankees are getting piled on a little bit here. Let's go ahead and bring in a relief pitcher. Let me go and find somebody. And we'll bring in a reliever here in game number 4 of the 94 World Series. All right, we have inserted Sterling Hitchcock into the game for the Yankees, and he will be coming in relief of Terry Mulholland. Mulholland's given up 9 runs in the first 3 2/3. So tough start for Terry Mulholland in a game that the Yankees needed him to be better. Hitchcock comes in with a 4.19 ERA, and he will be pitching out of the 3rd column. So he'll be pitching out of this column here, so a little bit better opportunity for the Yankees. Maybe we should have started Hitchcock. We'll see. He's going to be facing Darren Fletcher. 2 runners on. There's a runner on second base, and 2 outs. 9-6 Expos over the Yankees. And here is the pitch from Sterling Hitchcock. That's going to be a 2-6. 2-6 from Hitchcock is... who's he facing? He's facing Darren Fletcher, so 2-6 is going to be a ground out. And that's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop, and that's going to end the inning as the shortstop. Velarde whips it over to first. Mattingly takes it in for the out, and that's going to be out number 3 in the top of the 4th inning. Expos get 2 more. You can see a pretty high scoring ball game here. Only 2 half innings where we didn't have any scoring, and so this might be a game to see who's left standing at the end. Pat Kelly facing off against Kirk Reuter. Kirk Reuter can go 1 more inning, and we'll see how he does. Once he goes another inning, he's going to be dropped down to the lowest level if we keep him out there. Pat Kelly, 2-6. 2-6 to Pat Kelly. It's going to be a ground out, and it's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Shortstop goes 6-3 on the putout, and Randy Velarde, the number 9 hitter, stands in. There's a 5-6, and a 5-6 to Velarde is going to be a strikeout. So Kirk Reuter, a couple of quick outs here in the 4th inning, and gets Velarde striking out for the 2nd time today. A couple of swinging strikeouts for Velarde. Luis Bologna, left fielder for the Yankees, steps into the box. There's a 2-5, and a 2-5 to Bologna is going to be a fly out with an error check. So that's a fly ball to left center field, and we're going to do the error check on the center fielder. And that is going to be an error. So he gets there in plenty of time. Who is that? Marquise Grissom gets there in plenty of time, but the ball just pops out. inexplicably. So that's going to be an E8. That's going to be an E8, and Bologna stands at first base. I'm going to try to steal second with loose Bologna. So anything that's a 1 through 7 is going to be a successful steal. And he just makes it in under the tag. So he steals second base. That's going to be his second stolen base of the night. Wade Boggs stands in again with the runner in scoring position, but this time with 2 outs. He has hit into a couple different ground outs. There's a 5-5. That's going to be a line out, and that's going to be, well, you can't line out to the catcher. So we're going to change that to be a pop out to the catcher. So he pops it up into foul ground. The catcher ranges over, and we're going to call that, actually he's in fair ground, so we'll just call that a P2. So that's going to be a third out of the inning. Kirk Reuter gets out of that jam with the runner in scoring position, and the Expos are still up 9-6. Sterling Hitchcock is on the mound for the Yankees now. He can actually go 10 batters, so he might be able to stretch this into a couple of different innings if he's pitching well. There's a 2-5, and a 2-5 to Mike Lansing is going to be a fly out, and that's going to be with an error check. No error on the play, and so I believe that was to the center fielder, something like that. And let's see, the left fielder, Lou Frazier. Frazier's been killing the Yankees with 3 RBIs. He has a double and a run scored. And he's batting out of the 9 hole. It's a 5-5. That's going to be a line out straight to the right fielder. And so the right fielder makes the play, O'Neill. And that's going to be out number 2. 2 outs in the inning. Back to the top of the order with Marquise Grissom, the center fielder. There's a 5-6, and a 5-6 is going to be a strikeout out of the pitcher's column, and that's going to be a strikeout looking. So he gets Grissom looking on that wicked slider. No chance to pull the trigger. He's probably looking for something else, and that gets the Yankees out of the 5th inning. Finally, not giving up any runs to the Expos, and might give their offense a chance to get back in the game, as they have Mattingly, O'Neill, and Laveras coming up in the bottom of the 5th. Facing off against Kirk Reuter. Kirk Reuter is pitching out of the first column. Let's see what he's got. Maybe we'll stick with him until he gets in trouble here. So that's a 5-5. That's a line out to the second baseman. So Mattingly stings it, but he lines out to the second baseman for the first out of the inning. And Paul O'Neill stands in. He is 0 for 1 with a run scored and a walk on the night. There's a 1-2. And a 1-2 to O'Neill is going to be a ground out. That is a ground ball to shortstop. O'Neill visibly frustrated. Just can't seem to get anything going tonight. And Jim Laveras, 0 for 0. 2 walks on the game, but 2 runs scored. And so been a very productive night for Laveras, even though he hasn't hit the ball. So there's a 1-3. And a 1-3 to Jimmy Laveras is going to be a ground out, and that's a ground ball to the third baseman. A little 2-hopper, fielded cleanly by the third baseman. Strong throw to first gets the Expos out of the 5th inning. So Kirk Reuter doing his job tonight. And the Yankees are going to, well, let's check our guy. Mulholland went 24. Sterling Hitchcock, he has come in and provided some relief. It's only 4 batters faced. So Sterling Hitchcock will be facing off against the middle of the order, Cliff Floyd, Moises Alou, Larry Walker for the Expos. Here's a 1-2, and a 1-2 to Clifford Floyd is going to be a ground out to the shortstop, and shortstop picks it, tosses to first, and that's the first out of the inning. Moises Alou, the right fielder, stands in the box. There's a 1-1, and a 1-1 is going to be a strikeout out of the pitcher's column. So he gets Moises Alou striking out and gets a swinging strikeout on a fastball down and away. Alou was expecting something else, I think, and just needed to try to protect the plate. And he doesn't. He comes up empty. Here's Larry Walker, the first baseman. Walker 0 for 2 on the day. He does have a walk and a run scored. 2-3 to Walker is going to be a ground out with an error check. So it's ground ball to first base. And let's see. Mattingly makes a play. He does. And Mattingly scoops it up. He takes it over to first himself. And that's going to be the third out of the inning. So Sterling Hitchcock coming in and providing some relief for the Yankees. Is it Hitchcock? Yeah. Hitchcock providing some relief for the Yankees. And here is Bernie Williams. He's going to be leading off against Kirk Reuter. Reuter is working in his 6th inning. This is his 2nd inning, going past his stamina, and he is now pitching out of the very lowest column here, so we'll see how he does. Here's Bernie Williams, center fielder for the Yankees. Williams is 2 for 2. There's a 4-4, and a 4-4 is going to be a walk off the pitcher column. So we're going to get on base via the walk. Williams is a 5-speed. We're not going to test that here. We got Mike Stanley coming up. He's hitting out of the 3rd column as a batter. So let's see what happens. Here's a 4-5. And a 4-5 is going to be a fly out. He just misses. A home run to left. Gets under it a little bit. And it carries all the way to the warning track. And the left fielder, Frazier, gets under it. Batter's going to stay at first base. Or the runner's going to stay at first base. And that brings up Pat Kelly, second baseman for the Yankees. The Yankees running out of outs here. And we have 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. There's a 4-4. And a 4-4 is going to be another walk from Reuter. So Reuter's got 2 on. And 1 out. And I think this is where we bring in the reliever. So let's go ahead and look for a reliever, and we'll bring in a new pitcher for the Expos. All right, bottom of the 6th inning, and the Expos manager feels like this is a turning point of the game. Could be the turning point of the game. So he's actually going to bring in his closer, John Wetland, to face off against Randy Velarde and Luis Bologna. Try to get out of this jam. 2 runners on, only 1 out, and the Yankees looking to capitalize here. The Yankees are going to go ahead and put in a pinch hitter, and they're going to bring in Danny Tartabull. So let me just go ahead and do that. I'm going to pinch hit Danny Tartabull here. And let's see what happens. Could be good, could be bad. Not really a serious upgrade for the Yankees, but we're going to kind of see how it goes for them. So Danny Tartabull going to be standing in. Maybe he can do something a little bit different than Randy Velarde. He's going to be facing John Wetland. Wetland is pitching out of this best column over here, so the number 4 column. He can go 6 batters, so we'll see if he can give the Expos a couple innings or not. There's a 2-4. 2-4 is going to be a blank, and a 2-4 here is going to be a double play or a strikeout. And that is just what the Expos ordered. So they get a double play, and they're going to go traditional route. Let's go ground ball double plays, 6-4 to 3, and that is going to get the Expos out of the inning. We need to bring in a new shortstop. All right, we've inserted Mike Gallego into the game, and he's going to come in and play shortstop for the Yankees. Though we pinch hit for Randy Velarde at the end of the 6th inning there. On the mound is Sterling Hitchcock. How's he doing? Try it out. Sterling Hitchcock is at 7 batters. He can actually go 10, so it looks like he's going to give the Yankees a little bit of relief here to get to the back end of their bullpen. Score is still 9-6. Expos over the Yankees. We're going to the top of the 7th inning. Nobody out. This is game 4 of the 1994 World Series. Expos are up 2-1 in the series, looking to make it a commanding 3-1 lead. Up first is Will Cordero. Had a huge game, home run and a walk with 3 RBIs, and he's 2 for 4 on the game. So it's the first pitch to him from Hitchcock, and that's going to be a 1-3. A 1-3 is going to be a ground out, and that's going to be a ground out to the shortstop. So shortstop picks it. Gallego gets tested. First play of the game. And he whips it over to first for the first out of the inning. Brings up Sean Berry, the third baseman. There's a 1-5 and a 1-5 to Berry. That's going to be a single for Sean Berry as he gets a base knock. That's his second hit of the game. Has 1 RBI. Been on base 3 times. And brings up Darren Fletcher, the catcher. Fletcher, it's a 4-6, and a 4-6 is going to be a double play or strikeout. So with 1 out in the inning, just what the doctor ordered. That's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop, and they're going to go 6-4-3, and that's going to get, where is it? That's going to get the Yankees out of the inning. And a beautiful double play, and top of the 7th is over. Expos still up 9-6. So after some early fireworks, the bullpens have settled in, and the offenses are struggling a little bit more. Luis Bologna is going to lead off for the Yankees. Let's see. John Wetland. Wetland is at... Well, it doesn't say. 1 batter faced, I guess. He came in and faced Mike Gallego. So definitely can go more. His stamina is 6, so we're going to leave him in to pitch this inning for sure. Luis Bologna to bat. There's a 4-5 to Bologna, and a 4-5 is going to be a fly ball, and that's a fly out to straightaway right field. Lou is there, and he reaches up and he makes the play. Wade Boggs, third baseman for the Yankees, stands in. He is 0 for 3 on the day. There's a 1-1, and make that an 0 for 4, so he gets the strikeout from John Wetland. Throws a fastball right by him, and he can't catch up to it. Lots of people didn't catch up to Wetland, especially early in his career. And that's going to be out number 2. Don Mattingly, first baseman, stands in. There's a 4-4. And a 4-4 to Mattingly is, what is he? He's 2, so that's going to be a single. So he slaps it up the middle, and he gets a base knock. That's his second hit of the day. And Paul O'Neill steps in. Yankees down 9-6 in the bottom of the 7th inning. There's a 1-2, and a 1-2 to O'Neill is going to be a ground out. And with 2 outs, the runner's advancing, doesn't matter. So that's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. Cordero up with it, over to first, and the Yankees are out and running out of outs in the game. So let's see, Mike Lansing. I think we're going to have to bring in a new Yankee pitcher. Let's see, Hitchcock has finally reached his stamina limit, so we're going to go ahead and find a new Yankee pitcher to bring in to start the 8th inning. All right, the new Yankee pitcher is going to be Bob Wickman. Big Bob Wickman coming out of the bullpen. Wickman with a 3.29 FIP back in 1994. You can see he had a good season, 53 games, 70 innings, and his strikeouts per 9, 7 strikeouts per 9, ERA at 3.09 that year. So a good reliever for the Yankees. And let's see. He's going to be facing the bottom of the order, Lansing, Frazier, and then back to the top of the order with Marquise Grissom here in the top of the 8th inning. So here's the first pitch, and that's going to be pitched to Lansing. That's a 1-6, and a 1-6 to Lansing is going to be a fly out. That's going to be a fly ball to right field. Right fielder O'Neill reaches up and puts it away. Brings up Lou Frazier. Lou Frazier 1 for 3 on the game, but he does have 3 RBIs. There's a 2-6 and a 2-6 off of the final column there. It's going to be a strikeout, so Wickman with the strikeout of Lou Frazier gets him swinging and brings up Marquise Grissom. Grissom is 1 for 4 on the day. There's a 2-2. 2-2 to Marquise Grissom. It's going to be a triple. So he hits one down the line, rattles around in the corner, and the right fielder has a little bit of a hard time getting around to picking up the ball, and Grissom has plenty of time to hustle into third. So he's going to be at third base with 2 outs, and Clifford Floyd, DH, is up. That's a 5-6. 5-6 is going to be a strikeout off of the pitcher column, and that's going to get the Yankees out with that strikeout looking. So Wickman comes in and gives up a triple, but nothing more as he shuts down the Expos in the top of the 8th inning. So the Yankees are going to be coming in with Jimmy Laveras, Bernie Williams, and Mike Stanley in the bottom of the 8th inning. They're going to be facing we could leave John Wetland out there for one more inning at his present stamina. Let's just go ahead and do that. We'll give Wetland a couple innings here, and he's going to be facing off against Jimmy Laveras, DH for the Yankees. There's a 1-5 and a 1-5 for Laveras. It's going to be a ground out, and that's a ground ball to the second baseman. So it just gets on top of the ball. Second baseman picks it over to first, and that's first out of the inning. Bernie Williams came to play tonight, 5 RBIs, 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 run scored. That's a 5-6. He's going to get a strikeout here, though, as Wetland gets him swinging on that pitch and brings up Mike Stanley, the 7-hole hitter for the Yankees. There's a 2-6 and a 2-6 to Stanley. That's going to be another strikeout. So John Wetland comes in and gets 2 strikeouts in the inning. Shuts down the Yankees in the 8th. And we go to the top of the 9th inning. The game is 9-6. Expos over the Yankees. This is game 4 of the '94 World Series. Expos are up 2-1 in the series, and they are coming to bat with the middle of the order. Moises Alou, Larry Walker, and Will Cordero. Going to leave Bob Wickman in. He did a good job in the last inning. He's faced 4 batters, and he can actually go 6. So going to leave him in this inning to throw another inning. There's a 2-4. It's a double play or a strikeout. So it's going to be for Alou, a strikeout. And Wickman gets his 3rd strikeout in the last 2 innings. Larry Walker stands in. Walker, no hits on the day. There's a 4-6 and a 4-6 to Walker. Is going to be a double play or a strikeout. So it's going to be a 2nd strikeout swinging for Bob Wickman. 2 4 strikeouts in this appearance. So he's been able to shut down this powerful Expos offense. Brings up Will Cordero, the shortstop for the Expos. There's a 1-4 and a 1-4 to Cordero. It's going to be a single, so he wraps one into right field. Goes the other way with it, and he's going to be standing at first base with 2 outs. Expos up 9-6 in the top of the 9th inning. Yankees looking to keep the lead where it is and see if they can come back in the bottom half of the inning. Sean Berry, the 3rd baseman, he's had a hit in each of his last 2 at-bats. There's a 3-4, and this is going to be trouble. 3-4 for Berry is going to be a double, and that's going to be a run-scoring double as the run from first comes all the way around. And Sean Berry, 2 RBIs on the day, 2 doubles and a single, and that puts the lead at 10-6. Expos over the Yankees. Darren Fletcher, the catcher, stands in. He's got 2 hits on the day. There's a 1-2 and a 1-2 to Fletcher. It's going to be a ground out, and that's going to be a ground ball. Hit hard, but right to the 3rd baseman. 3rd baseman snags it. Big arm over to first and gets the Yankees out of the inning. But not before the Expos tack on one more in the top of the 9th inning. It's going to be 10-6. Expos over the Yankees, and the Expos are going to bring in one more pitcher to close it out for them. Right, the Yankees are down to their final 3 outs. New pitcher in the game is going to be, who do we bring in? Tim Scott. Tim Scott, 5-2 in 1994. 6.24 Ks per 9. He had 53 innings, 2.87 FIP, 2.70 ERA. So pitched very well in a relief role. So essentially just flipping these two, and not a save opportunity, but Wetland normally would have been the guy for the save, but manager felt like needed to bring him in a little bit before the save. But he managed to pitch really well for the Expos. He came in here, gave them 2 1/3 good innings, 3 strikeouts, and gave up no Yankee runs. So that was a big boost here with 2 on and only 1 out, and he got him out of the inning. So big time pitching for John Wetland, and he hands the ball off to Tim Scott. Tim Scott is going to be facing Pat Kelly, Mike Gallego, and Luis Bologna. The Yankees don't have a deep bench. Everybody that they have worth taking off the bench is in the game, so we're just going to stick with what they got and see if they can get something going here in the 9th inning. Tim Scott is pitching out of the 4th column, and he can go 6 batters. So there's a 1-6. A 1-6 is going to be a fly out, and that's going to be a fly ball to straightaway left field. Left fielder is Frazier, and he's under it, and he gathers it in. Expos now 2 outs away from a 3-1 commanding series lead. So here's Mike Gallego, the shortstop for the Yankees. There's a 3-3. And a 3-3 is going to be a single. That's out of the pitcher column. The significance of the single here you might say, well, why is this in the final column with the best pitchers? But a 3-3 to Gallego wouldn't have been so bad, but on anything else, he's going to be holding the hit down to a single instead of a home run or double. So that's sort of the thinking behind this 4th column here. So 3-3, that's going to be a single. Yankees do get a runner on, and they're going to need a lot more help than that. 10-6 is our score. Expos over the Yankees. Luis Bologna, the left fielder, stands in. There's a 2-5. 2-5 to Bologna. It's going to be a fly out with an error check, and that's a fly ball to right field. So let's see. No error on the play. Right fielder is Moises Alou, and he gets to the ball. He gets under it and makes the play. 2 outs in the inning now. Runner's going to stay at first base. And Yankees down to their last out. They're down 10-6. Bottom of the 9th inning, facing Tim Scott. And here is the veteran, Wade Boggs. Here's a 3-6 from Scott. A 3-6 to Boggs is going to be a fly out. And that's going to be a fly ball to right field. Alou drifts back a little bit, almost to the warning track. He reaches up, and he makes the play cleanly, and that's going to be the 3rd out of the 9th inning, and that's the game. Expos win game number 4, 10-6, on the strength of the bottom of their order, actually, with Darren Fletcher and Mike Lansing coming up huge down at the bottom of the order in a big game from Will Cordero with a home run, 2 singles, and 3 RBI. So that will be that'll make it 3-1 series lead for the Expos over the Yankees in the '94 World Series. And if you've missed some of the games 1, 2, and 3, you can go back and see them on the channel. If you have any questions or comments about the game, I'm using the on-base game engine chart, which you can actually get for free, and I'll leave the link. The game is now available for purchase. So the 2019 carded set, the first carded set of On-Base Baseball is now available for purchase, and I'll leave that purchase link down in the description below too. Thank you to everyone who's played and watched and contributed. It's been a really cool ride to be able to put this game together, and we'll begin to start working on maybe a classic set too. So if you can check it out on Facebook or on the Delphi forums, you can chime in a little bit. If you have a comment or a question, you can leave it here on this video as well. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, so that every time I post a new game, and next game will be Game 5, so we'll see if the Expos can wrap it up. So every time I post a new video, you'll get a notification. Just click the bell icon, and you'll be notified each time one of those uploads is made. But I think that's it. We're here. Next game will be at Yankee Stadium, Game 5, and the Expos are up 3-1 in this 1994 World Series, and should be a good Game 5, and we'll post that soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.